Dear students, welcome to the MOOC on India's foreign policy in a globalizing world. In this lesson, we are going to discuss about China's stand on India in the Indo-Pacific. Main objectives of this lesson are to learn about Indo-Pacific as a region, to learn about India's role in the Indo-Pacific, to understand how China reacts to the Indo-Pacific as a construct, to know China's view on India's policy towards the Indo-Pacific. We begin with the first part of the lesson, in which we will discuss about India's presence in the Indo-Pacific. The term Indo-Pacific reflects the significance of the Indian Ocean and India's rise. As one of the major regional powers, India has an immediate interest in the Indo-Pacific region's political, economic and strategic dynamics. It considers the Indo-Pacific region as a significant geopolitical arena for considering its strategic interests and shaping partnerships, and as a significant geo-economic arena for trade flows. India has been broadening its maritime security strategy and its objectives in response to the region's changing geopolitical and strategic environment. India's maritime strategy has evolved from freedom to use the seas in 2007 to enhancing secure seas in 2015. The maritime security strategy released in 2015 emphasizes the safety and security of seaborne trade and energy routes, the importance of freedom of navigation and strengthening the international legal regime at sea, particularly the United Nations Convention on the Law of the Sea. The considerable scope and value in undertaking cooperation and coordination between various navies to counter common threats at sea. India's endeavor for maritime security is apparent not just on the paper but also in its actions, that is, its approaches to engagement in the region. Let us discuss about India's presence in the Indo-Pacific. After end of the Cold War, the realization weighed heavily upon India that it no longer had a supporter in the form of Soviet Union to count on in matters of diplomatic and security assistance. Also, it embraces liberalization and market reforms. The need for diversifying economic partners led India to launch the Look East policy to engage with the vibrant markets of Southeast Asian countries, Japan and South Korea. Significant official development assistance was received from Japan. South Korean companies were the first to invest in a liberalized economic environment in India. With rapid economic growth and human development, India established official contacts with the ASEAN in 1992. With economic reforms and increased engagements, relations with US allies and partner countries improved. Consequently, it led to bringing US, India as well as European countries closer to each other. Thus, looking east led to looking west too. The LEP paved the way for India to cement its ties further by upgrading the relationship into an Act East policy in 2014 under the Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi. The Act East policy differs from the Look East policy in three ways. Firstly, it has moved beyond primarily economic relationships to encompass the realms of security engagements. Secondly, its focus has widened from Southeast and Northeast Asia to the Indo-Pacific. Thirdly, the urgency and intensity of its efforts have increased with strengthening of bilateral and multilateral relations. India's rapid economic and military development has instilled a sense of confidence in the nation. As a result, it can reap the fruits of its labor while continuously enhancing its capabilities to undertake new responsibilities. India realizes that it is the most populous and prosperous country and has the strongest military capabilities in the region. However, in spite of aspiring to be the natural regional hegemon in the Indian Ocean region, it has failed to instill in the regional countries a common outlook of oneness towards the region and its common issues. Also, on its part, India has failed to form an organization that promotes unity to bring the divergent countries under one roof and long-term ties by economic, diplomatic and cultural relationships. Although the Indian Ocean Rim Association with 23 member countries is considered the most representative of the Indian Ocean region, in reality this organization with its affirmed objectives has been more symbolic in nature than substantial in fomenting regional unity. However, since the last few years, with its ascending stature in the Indo-Pacific region and the world, India is taking steps to stand up to its natural responsibilities. Narendra Modi's vision of a Sagar, that is security and growth for all in the region, is an initiative to promote maritime cooperation in the region to make the region safe and secure from maritime threats. To begin with, India has taken active steps to improve its own maritime domain awareness in the Indo-Pacific region. An information fusion center for the Indian Ocean region was inaugurated within the same premises as the Information Management and Analysis Center in Gurgaon to provide real-time data on the number of maritime vessels present in the Indian Ocean region at any given time. The IMAC tracks vessels on sea by getting the data from coastal radars, white shipping agreements, automatic identification systems, transponders fitted on merchant ships, air and traffic management systems, global shipping databases. The IFPGW enhances this collaborative, inclusive and high-tech approach further to collect maritime data and shares the same with the regional countries who have an agreement. Such a measure involves confidence and capacity building among countries through timely exchange of information and learning from one another's best practices. It presently has linkages with 23 countries and 22 multinational agencies across the globe. Induction of P-8I Maritime Reconnaissance aircraft by the Indian Navy off the coast of Andaman and Nicobar Naval Command base has enhanced India's maritime domain awareness. It has assisted in the regular patrolling of the exclusive economic zones of Mauritius and Seychelles. Additionally, a host of white shipping agreements have been signed with at least 38 Indo-Pacific nations for transparent information sharing about commercial and military shipping. India has also gifted coastal radars, patrol boats and surveillance aircrafts to several states including Myanmar, Madagascar and Seychelles. In Madagascar, India reportedly has a listening post since 2007 which is intended to relay intelligence back to commands in Mumbai and Kochi. India has also extended its operational reach and capabilities since 2017 by initiating mission-based developments in the Indo-Pacific region. 7 regions have been identified for year-round patrols with a combination of aircrafts, submarines and surface ships. These 7 regions include the Gulf of Aden, the Northern Arabian Sea, Lakshadweep, the Maldives, the EEZs of Seychelles and Mauritius, the Northern Bay of Bengal and the southwards states of Malacca. Additionally, India has entered into a host of agreements for replenishment and refueling at several ports in the region. These include logistics agreements with the US, France and Japan, a maritime agreement with Singapore and arrangements to access facilities in Oman and Sabang. Finally, India has provided quick and effective humanitarian assistance and disaster relief throughout the region in times of natural and man-made disasters. This was exemplified during the Indian Ocean tsunami in 2004, Cyclone Nargis in Myanmar and evacuation of Indian and foreign nationals from Yemen in 2015. In addition, it provides regular assistance to Sri Lanka and the Maldives, which are in its immediate neighborhood. I hope you understood what we discussed about India's presence in the Indo-Pacific. We will continue to learn further about this in the next video. Thank you.